Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good day to all. Let me introduce myself first. My name is AZREEN Shahira binti ASRI, and along with my partner Muhamad Akmal bin Shariff, we will present our research on the level of political awareness among students in UiTM Kedah, supervised by Mr. ADNAN AMINUDDin. So now, I'll proceed to the research background. According to Kitanova and Halim, youth involvement in politics had been a key topic of research all across the world. Ahmad stated that youth awareness and participation in politics have the potential to improve the quality of democratic governance. This could be seen in the situation of Malaysia. Political landscape in Malaysia has been altered dramatically since the 14th general election as the overthrow of the previous government after 16 years in power. Legislative amendments such as Universities and College University Act (AUKU) 1971 and Constitutional Amendment Bill 2019 leads to rising political awareness among youth. A study by Han also found that there were different rates of political awareness among students in the higher education institute. Thus, this research aimed to study the level of political awareness among students in UiTM Kedah. Next, for the problem statement. Lack of political awareness among students has been source of worries in various countries. In Indonesia, for example, research by Raslan found that many Indonesians were uninformed of the presidential candidates, as well as the function of the newly elected members of the House of Representatives. Research by Shahimi found that only 21 respondents confirmed their preparedness to vote in Malaysia, reflecting to only 10.9% of the total respondents, as they were still unsure about the electoral process, thus and proving that the lack of knowledge and awareness among youngsters on voting. In the context of university students, research by Rashid found that only a small percentage of Malay students join political parties, and the percentage of 16.3%. The action taken includes the legislative amendment, such as the amendments of Universities and Universities College Act (AUKU) in 2012 and the Constitutional Amendment Bill in 2019, which allow 18 years old to vote in the future election. According to ZAHERAWATI, the level of political awareness among students in Malaysia is still relatively low. Thus, this study was conducted with the best interest to determine the level of political awareness among students in UiTM Kedah. Next, moving on to the research questions. There are 5 research questions in the study. The first is, what is the level of political awareness among students in UiTM Kedah? Second, what is the relationship between political knowledge and political awareness among students in UiTM Kedah? Third, what is the relationship between social media usage and political awareness among students in UiTM Kedah? Fourth, what is the relationship between perceived information quality and political awareness among students in UiTM Kedah? And last but not least, what is the most dominant factor towards political awareness among students in UiTM Kedah? Next, for the research objective. There are 5 research objectives in this study. First, to study the level of political awareness among students in UiTM Kedah. The second objective is to investigate the relationship between political knowledge and political awareness among students in UiTM Kedah. Third, to study the relationship between social media usage and political awareness among students in UiTM Kedah. Fourth, to examine the relationship between perceived information quality and political awareness among students in UiTM Kedah. Fifth, to identify the most dominant factor towards political awareness among students in UiTM Kedah. This is the conceptual framework for this study. There are 3 independent variables, which are political knowledge, social media usage, and perceived information quality, tested against the dependent variable, which is political awareness.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhamad bin Shariff, and I will present about the research methodology and the findings of the study. Start with the sampling. The sampling frame of the study was students from 6 different faculties in UiTM Kedah, which are Faculty of Accountancy, Faculty of Administrative Science and Policy Studies, Faculty of Art and Design, Faculty of Business and Management, Faculty of Computer and Mathematical Science, and Faculty of Information Management. The sample size was mounted to 180 students as suggested by Roscoe rule of thumb. The simple random sampling technique has been used in the study, as cited by Khalif 2021, this type of method sampling is chosen due to the fact that it was the simplest and the quickest means of the selecting a sample. In this research, there are three types of scale, which are nominal scale, ordinal scale, and interval scale. According to Sekaran and Bugi 2016, nominal scale is about categorize data into groups. The example of nominal scale in this study is the level of education. The next scales are ordinal scale. According to Sekaran and Bugi 2016, ordinal scale is the rank of attributes in ascending and descending order. The example ordinal scale in this study is age of respondents. The last scales are interval scales. According to Bandari 2021, interval scale is the data that can be categorized and ranked. The example of interval scale in this study are 5 Likert scale, which are first, strongly disagree, second, disagree, third, neutral, fourth, agree, and fifth, strongly agree. For the data collection of this study, we have used an online survey questionnaire on Google Form platform. The link of Google Form has been distributed through WhatsApp and Telegram to the student in UiTM Cawangan, Kedah. By that way, 180 responses were successfully obtained from the student of 6 different faculty. Next, the type of data analysis that being used in this study is descriptive statistics, correlation, and multiple regression analysis. Descriptive statistics intended to summarize the sample of the study. In this study, descriptive statistics has been used in research objectives 1, which is to study the level of political awareness among students in UiTM Kedah. The correlation analysis is the method to identify the strength of the relationship between the variables. The correlation analysis being used in research objective 2, research objective 3, and research objective 4, which are to examine the relationship between independent variable and dependent variable. Lastly, the multiple regression has been run under research objective 5, which is to identify the most dominant factor towards political awareness among students in UiTM Kedah. Next, we move to the finding of this study. Research objective 1, to study the level of political awareness among students in UiTM Kedah. The table above showed the mean value for each statement. The Likert scale was used to determine the mean value. The value for average mean score for the political awareness among students in UiTM Kedah was at the value of 4.12. Hence, the level of political awareness among students in UiTM Kedah was high. Research objective 2, to investigate the relationship between political knowledge and political awareness among students in UiTM Kedah. H01, there is no relationship between political knowledge and political awareness among students in UiTM Kedah. H alternate 1, there is a relationship between political knowledge and political awareness among students in UiTM Kedah. The table above indicate the correlation between political knowledge and political awareness among students in UiTM Kedah. Based on the result, it shows that there is a positive relationship with significant value was P equal to 0.00. The correlation strength for this relationship considered as moderate since the R value was at 0.559 within the range of 0.4 and 0.7. Therefore, by referring to H alternate 1, the relationship between political knowledge and political awareness among students in UiTM Kedah is accepted. Research objective 3, to study the relationship between social media usage and political awareness among students in UiTM Kedah. H02, there is no relationship between social media usage and political awareness among students in UiTM Kedah. H alternate 2, there is relationship between social media usage and political awareness among students in UiTM Kedah. The table above indicate the correlation between social media usage and political awareness among students in UiTM Kedah. Based on the result, it shown that there is a positive relationship with significant value was at P equal to 0.00. The correlation strength for this relationship considered as moderate since the R value at 0.498 within the range of 0.4 and 0.7. Therefore, by referring to H alternate 2, the relationship between social media usage and political awareness among students in UiTM Kedah is accepted. Research Objective 4, to study the relationship between perceived information quality and political awareness among students in UiTM Kedah. H03, there is no relationship between perceived information quality and political awareness among students in UiTM Kedah. H-alternate 3, there is relationship between perceived information quality and political awareness among students in UiTM Kedah. The table above indicate the correlation between perceived information quality and political awareness among students in UiTM Kedah. Based on the result, it shown that there is a positive relationship with significant value was P equal to 0.00. The correlation strength for this relationship considered as moderate since the R value was at 0.461 within the range of 0.4 and 0.7. Therefore, by referring to H alternate 3, the relationship between perceived information quality and political awareness among students in UiTM Kedah is accepted. Research Objective 5, to identify the most dominant factor towards political awareness among students in UiTM Kedah. The table above indicate all independent variables which comprise of political awareness 0.000, social media usage 0.031 and perceived information quality 0.006 have significant relationship with P less than 0.05. In order to determine the most dominant factor towards political awareness among students in UiTM Kedah, it was determined by which of the variables having the highest beta value. The independent variable with highest beta value was political knowledge with the value of 0.402. Hence, political knowledge was the most dominant factor towards political awareness among students in UiTM Kedah.
Next, for recommendation. So the first recommendation is based on the findings of this study. It was discovered that the most dominant factor towards political awareness among students in UiTM Kedah was political knowledge. To accommodate the effort to enhance political knowledge among students, it is recommended to improve the program organized to focus on the elements of political knowledge. The elements include government system, government leaders, voting rights, and electoral process. For instance, improve the program organized under Student Leadership and Development Unit (UKP), such as the program called Kepimpinan Pewaris Bangsa. The second recommendation is for future research. It was suggested that future research include political participation as a dependent variable. This was due to the possible relation found by previous study between political awareness and political participation. For example, the research by Shahimi and Khalid that include political participation as dependent variable. Next, I shall proceed with the research limitation. There are two research limitations in this study in terms of the dependent variable and independent variable adopted. First, this research only employed political awareness as the dependent variable. However, previous studies under this topic of political awareness found that there was possible relation to the student political participation. Study by Khalisa found that there was an indirect relationship between political awareness and the political participation of millennial generation in Indonesia. The next limitation was on independent variable utilized in completing this research. This research only employed three independent variables, which are political knowledge, social media usage, and perceived information quality, to determine the relationship between with the political awareness among students in UiTM Kedah, and further decide on the most dominant factor towards political awareness among students in UiTM Kedah. This limits the possibilities to identify other variables in influencing political awareness among students in UiTM Kedah. In conclusion, this study revealed that all respondents have high level of political awareness with the average mean score of 4.12. This means that the students in UiTM Kedah have high level of political awareness. Next, all independent variables have had a moderate, positive, significant relationship with political awareness. This simply means that all independent variables have the chance to predominantly affect the political awareness among students in UiTM Kedah. Overall, political knowledge was found to be the most dominant factor towards political awareness among students in UiTM Kedah. That's all from us. Thank you.